If you're anything like me, you've been eager to jump into Sea of Thieves, if only because you've been eager for an excuse to turn on your Xbox One again. Like many others, I've been playing the game through the Xbox Game Pass on both my Xbox and PC, and it's been completely seamless. When Microsoft announced that all of their future first-party games would come to the service on release day, it felt like a slight against Sea of Thieves just as much as it felt like a bold, consumer-friendly move by Microsoft. If the bigwigs at Microsoft decided Sea of Thieves' best chance at success was giving it away to Game Pass subscribers, it clearly meant that it wasn't worth the $60 price tag. And in a way, that's very much the case with Sea of Thieves. The main complaint a few weeks after the game's release is how light it is on content. There's virtually no endgame, and the precious gold its players spend hours hoarding is spent primarily on cosmetic items that in no way give them any feeling of accomplishment. In its current state, this isn't a game that is worth purchasing at $60, and Microsoft made the right decision by including it in the Game Pass library from day one. Well, now that I've gotten that part out of the way, I want to tell you about how much I love Sea of Thieves in spite of its very obvious shortcomings. For the uninitiated, Sea of Thieves is a cooperative, pirate-themed adventure game set in a shared world. You and up to 3 friends set sails in search of buried treasure, ancient skeleton armies, and other means of making a pretty penny. During your adventures, you'll encounter fellow pirates who can attack your ship and steal any precious loot you may have on board. As it's advertised, Sea of Thieves is at its best when teams of 4 encounter each other and duke it out on the sea. No one person can steer the ship, load and fire the cannons, and make ship repairs simultaneously, so it takes quick reflexes, coordination, and communication in order to successfully take down another group of pirates. The threat of another gang of pirates is always lurking, so having your friends close by is always a safe bet. Now I'll admit that I don't play Sea of Thieves the way the developer intended. Most of my time playing the game has been spent alone, handling all of the tasks on my ship on my own, completing tasks at a much slower, deliberate pace. Sailing the seas alone, despite having to learn and master the art of navigation, is a relaxing and enjoyable experience, and playing alone also allows me to avoid the majority of the toxic community that has played the game since its release. Not only that, but Sea of Thieves is the biggest beneficiary so far of Microsoft's string of consumer-friendly additions to the Xbox and Windows platform. I can play on my Xbox, I can play on my PC, I can play solo, or I can play with a group of friends across all platforms. In the world of Sea of Thieves, I can play however I want and do whatever I please, and the same can be said for the very act of playing Sea of Thieves. I can recline on my couch and play on my big screen 4K TV, or if I feel like using my mouse and keyboard, I can run upstairs to my PC where my character and progress are waiting for me. There's no catch and there's no hoops to jump through. Sure, Sea of Thieves is light on content. My experience playing the game has certainly benefited from playing in shorter bursts instead of trying to accomplish everything the game has to offer. That being said, there's something to be said about how great Sea of Thieves is from a quality of life perspective. We've seen how appealing the idea of flexibility is in the gaming industry with the success of the Nintendo Switch. Giving players more options for how they play their games is a bigger leap forward for the games industry than any significant visual improvements at this point. The content will come for Sea of Thieves, and when that day comes, it will hopefully shine as an example on how games as a service should really be done.